Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the third volume in the Batman Knightfall Omnibus series brought to us by DC Comics. This was suggested by a kind viewer, and I thank the viewer for the idea. I had reviewed Volume 1 quite a long time ago and just never got around to doing Volume 2 and 3. So here we go, me correcting that oversight. This, like the other two in the series, other two omnibuses, they're very thick, as you can tell. It's a very big omnibus. It's got a wraparound cover, retailed at the time for $100 when it was first published. It's a big book. Nice panel of new Batman, Jean-Paul Valley, Azrael. Lots of different writers and artists on this. I remember this issue. This was Batman issue 509. This is where Batman, or Bruce Wayne, is returning to his fighting roots, trying to get back into the same condition he was, and he decides the best person to bring him back is one of his arch nemesis, Lady Shiva, and she does train him, but there's a price to it, as we shall see later. And Batman is not yet in costume. He is wearing kind of a black ninja-looking martial arts outfit with a bat mask to kind of honor where he came from. And just like all the other issues, this Knight's End storyline goes through multiple titles. Artwork is 90s, as to be expected. I find it kind of all over the place as far as quality goes. The pages are nice, glossy pages. It's a good quality paper stock. I think it's fine. Batman's still wearing his bat suit, not his Batman costume. And as you go through the storyline, you'll notice that Jean-Paul Valley keeps updating his armor. Mike Mignola of Hellboy fame did this cover here. Batman ends up fighting this guy as like a final challenge. And when he fights him, it's pretty intense. And what Batman does is he delivers a killing blow right in front of Robin, Tim Drake, and Nightwing, Dick Grayson. And they think he's killed the guy, which of course they're absolutely horrified with, because that's not something that Batman does. And he did that because Lady Shiva had that as a price of her help. She wanted blood on the hands of Batman. So that's what happened. I find it interesting, though, that Nightwing comes after Lady Shiva and she immobilizes him instantly. It's kind of amusing. But as we see, Batman really didn't kill the guy. He just pounded him enough that he does need to go to the hospital. But he's still alive. Here we have Batman coming back into his original costume. He wants to get his mantle of the Bat back. Let's see. What issue was this? This was, Knight's End Part 7. I might have had that one. I'm not sure. I did collect some of these, but like I said, it was too much to collect. Way too much. Shadow of the Bat, issue number 30. And here we have Batman saving Catwoman. And the way that Batman is and acts and reacts. Here she discovers that this is the real Batman that she knows. And you know what? I'm going to say loves. Whoop. Sorry about that. I mean to jostle the camera there. There's Jean-Paul Valley in his new Batman armor. Again, he's redesigned it. Keeps redesigning it, trying to make improvements. This one, he almost looks like one of those really out there Gundam figures. Batman meets his other half in Wayne Manor, and they get into a confrontation. And they're in the Batcave, and Batman manages to get new Batman into a situation where, in order to crawl through this cave, he has to strip himself of all his armor and just face Batman Bruce Wayne, human to human, with no extra armors and weapons and things like that. And Batman succeeds in getting his mantle back. Jean-Paul Valley is remorseful, and he's forgiven by Batman, and he leaves. I thought that this was a good end to the story. I think it should have ended right there. I guess it kind of did, because the next issue of Knight's End was issue number 9, Robin, and it begun the aftermath. So you could do like I did and just end on that issue. That was one of the last comics I ever bought. At that point, I was getting out of comics and not really purchasing them anymore, not really collecting anymore. So a lot of these aftermath stories, these epilogues about what happened next, I didn't get to read. So that was something I enjoyed about this omnibus, is that I was able to read these aftermath stories and find out what happened later after I had left the hobby. It's a nice thing about omnibuses is you can have a lot of issues of a particular run all in one place. You don't have to worry about collecting single issues. I mean, trade paperbacks are good for that too, so I'm not knocking trade paperbacks. My favorite to collect is omnibuses, however, so I try and get omnibuses where I can. And this storyline, Prodigal, and Detective Comics Batman 680, is part 7. So a lot of these stories had multiple chapters. I think some of the art in here is pretty good. I like that they brought in the KG Beast from the storyline where Jim Aparo had originally drawn him. Big fan of Jim Aparo, and I liked the KG Beast. So that was cool to see them fight and get into it. Then we had him fight against the Tallyman, which was an enemy of the new Batman. Tallyman doesn't know that and can't figure that out. He thinks it's the same guy. So, of course, Batman's like, I don't know who you are. Then Tallyman shows him his chest, and Jean-Paul Valley, new Batman, had carved the bat signal into his chest, the Batman logo. So, yeah, that guy was nuts. Absolutely nuts. And Batman gets to meet I think that's yeah. I thought that was Azrael. It's been a while since I've read these and looked through them. The storyline Troika 204. Let's see. Artist on this one is, let's see, Grant Ketchum McCarthy. The artwork can be very good in some of these issues. It just depends on who's doing them. Alan Grant did a lot of the writing on several of these things. And here we see the KG Beast is still there. He's a good, I always thought he was a good villain for Batman. So, yeah. This is Nightwing, #1, Alfred's Return, also written by Alan Grant. So again, the Aftermath storyline continues, and they reminisce about what happened between Batman and Jean-Paul Valley. We also have included in this Batman, The Vengeance of Bane 2, The Redemption. This is a one-shot. If you remember from my first video, Batman Vengeance of Bane one-shot was the introduction of the supervillain Bane to the Batman universe. Well, they did a sequel issue. Again, this is what happened to Bane after all of this. What happened to him? So, I thought that was pretty cool. I did. There he is. Bane. I honestly wish the movies had made Bane into more of a super strong intellectual crime lord that he basically was. The closest they got to that was in the Christopher Nolan trilogy, when Bane was in the Dark Knight Rises. That was pretty close, but I would still love to see a version of Bane that uses the venom, fights Batman, but is also very just intellectual. They always seem to portray him as kind of dumb, but he's not. Here we have some extras. Here's a variant art, some cover art, another variant cover art, promotional poster, and then we have some sketches. Not much in the way of extras. Ends with a big panel of Batman. So that was the Knightfall series. If you liked the first one, I think you'll like the second one. You like the second one, then you'll like the third one because it finishes off the story. It's just a lot of issues to go through. So plan some time reading it. This one seemed, when I looked it up, it seems rather difficult to get a hold of. For some reason, it's a rarer book than the first two volumes. I've seen it go for stupid prices online in the collector's market. I don't recommend paying stupid prices for this. I mean, it's a good storyline, it's a good omnibus and everything, but if you really want to read the story, I'd go with the trade paperbacks. If you want an omnibus, honestly, I'd wait and see if DC did a reprint. Marvel's doing reprints of a lot of their omnibuses, and I've noticed that DC is also doing reprints. Will they reprint this one? I don't know. But it'd be nice if they did. It's been out of print for a while, and assuming that it was a popular one, then that would seem like a good idea to me. But anyway, I appreciate you spending your time and watching this video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.